Hey, what's up, studs, and welcome to Ask MandR Productions, episode 308, the series where I answer your questions about LEGO or really anything else. If you have a question or topic for next week's episode, leave in the comments down below. Hit the like button while you're there, and let's get into it with our first viewer question from Sith Bricks, who says, do you think we will get more Dune sets, or will LEGO stop with just the Ornithopter? So, full disclosure, haven't seen Dune 1, haven't seen Dune 2, and that'll also be said in my review that's coming out in a couple days. But the set is fantastic. From like a sales perspective, I think the set's going to do really well, which will incentivize them to want to do more of them. I haven't seen Dune though, so I don't know what other material is out there that would make sense to make a set out of. I also know that, at least from what I was told by my editor, is that the figures in this Ornithopter set don't all really make sense to go with the Ornithopter, and certainly like their outfits don't really match the Ornithopter. And so to me, just from a casual outside perspective, it looks like they just put in as many variations of figures and characters that they could into this one set, because there's a chance it is the only set. But there's also a chance that they will go and do more, of course. Like, you can never say never. And so I think the set will do well. Obviously, the movies have been extremely popular and very well liked. So I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. But I think they have set it up where that if it was, yeah, it's a really good one. And it got really everything you could want out of the one set. Like, you got all the characters that you would want, you know? I'm just trying to think of some other examples, like Horizon Zero Dawn, or was it the Forbidden West? Whatever the big, like, creature was with, like, the saucer on top. Like, that was kind of a one and done. The James Bond Aston Martin was kind of a one and done. They haven't done any more James Bond sets. So it's not unheard of for LEGO to do one-offs like this, and I think LEGO should indulge in more one-offs like this. But I think Dune also might lend itself to doing more in the future. But like I said, I'm not an expert on Dune, so it's hard for me to give an exact answer. LEGO with Alex 4233 says, how come there wasn't a UCS set released in 2009? That's because they released a D2C, direct-to-consumer set, to fill that void that wasn't categorized as a UCS set. That would be this set right here, the Republic dropship with ATOT. Like, it has the UCS like set numbering 10195, but it's not a UCS set because it was just a big expensive playset at the time. So that's just what they did that year. You know, they never will explain something like that. It was just kind of a year where they did something a little bit different for the D2C set of the year. That's just one of those things with the early days of LEGO Star Wars where they did something differently, because they did a lot of things differently back then. Coral the Hippo says, how do you feel about LEGO using AI for a Ninjago quiz? So the short of the story behind this is that on LEGO's website, there was some, I guess, quiz for Ninjago where they used AI artwork to represent some of the characters. And so you can see that here. They look decent, but of course it's AI, so there's going to be some quirks with it, but people obviously knew it was AI because it looks like an AI artwork. Although, to be fair, I don't know if LEGO exactly said it was AI, but they did later on admit that it was AI in their apology about this. It's funny, they apologized about this, but not going to go there. They said a good bit about it, including they said they had a policy not to use generative AI to create LEGO content. They also said that they fundamentally believe in the wonder and power of human creativity and will continue to encourage and celebrate the talented artists who help bring our brand and characters to life, which is a good thing, and is a good thing to value. So I like that particular quote. And they also say that they believe generative AI offers interesting opportunities, and we will continue to explore how we can use it to improve the experiences we offer and our ways of working, which is completely contradictory to saying that they don't want to use it to create their content, which I guess maybe content and ways of working are two different things, but you know, they're still going to use it in some way, shape, or form somewhere along the lines. Now, kind of circling back, you asked me how I feel about it. Personally, I wasn't tweeting about it. I didn't really care about it. I obviously care about other things with LEGO and their quality of products, and I have my own gripes with the company. But I also, at the same time, even though I don't necessarily care that they used AI for their Ninjago quiz, I sympathize with the people that do. Like, I understand why people are upset, and you know, why people think that like AI is going to be taking jobs and taking away from the human creativity and that human touch that a lot of things like this would have had otherwise and should have in the future, you know? So I understand that. It's just not something that I'm going to be tweeting about or I'm going to be making a video about, but I'm just more or less reporting the news to the people that want to know here. It is interesting how quickly they responded and reacted to this. Like, it's just rather fascinating to me. I feel like I'm a little all over the place with this one, but it seems like everything happened. There was a big crap storm on Twitter. Everyone was upset. LEGO was like, oh no, everyone's upset. And they went and righted the wrong, and everyone's happy and wins. So that's a good thing. The masked one, I need you to email me. He says, do you think buying certain Lego sets after receiving exclusive information is classified as insider trading? Asking for a friend. And why I needed you to email me? Oh, I wanted to know what insider information you have. I want to know what rumor did you just find out? I need to know what's coming out. I'm very curious just for my own knowledge. I want to know. Jokes aside, legally, obviously I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know legally. I know morally it's like feels wrong. Like from time to time, I find out rumors, I find out things that people don't know necessarily through the grapevine or when I was in the Lego Ambassador program, this, that, and the other, right? And it's just like, yeah, it's just wrong. You just shouldn't do it. I wouldn't, don't do it. I'll tell you not to do it. Obviously, you can do what you want. Look up the laws. If it's not against the law, then it's just your own moral, compass guiding you, right? And you don't have to worry about anything else other than some people yelling at you online if they ever found out that you did it. I also find it interesting that you say buying and not selling, which, implies that you would be investing in something like I don't know why, or like maybe you're talking about something that's retired, but like if it's something that's on the shelf, it's like available for retail. So I don't know. Morally, I wouldn't do it. Personally, haven't done it, would not do it, would stay away from it. I just think it's not the right way to go about buying and selling things. And unless you're like a career politician on the stock market, that you can and it is allowed to do those things, obviously. You, the little guy with Lego minifigs or sets, shouldn't be doing it. Just the politicians. And that is the cap of politics talk you'll ever get on this channel. All right, next up from something steak 65, 68. It's a little small there. Says, I have a theory on why the Darth Maul is different from the rest and want to hear your thoughts about it. Is there a chance that the Darth Maul figure is for the 25th anniversary for the Phantom Menace instead of Lego's anniversary? And the answer to that is no, because it says 25 years of Lego Star Wars on the back of his torso. Now, there's a chance that they specifically chose him because it is also the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace at the same time of it being the 25th anniversary of Lego Star Wars, but the figure does specifically say Lego Star Wars, not Phantom Menace on the back of the torso. Either way I look at it, I think my BrickShell case is safe. Like if Lego releases another figure and there are 6 figures with bases plus Darth Maul, well then all 6 figures with the base fit in our case that we did. And then if Darth Maul is the 6th figure, which I'm starting to think he's not, but if he is, you'd have to go out and get a base for him to fit within the case, which is silly because why the heck would they release a figure without a base unlike the other figures with bases? But this is the Lego Star Wars team we're talking about. They could do anything. So I don't know. I'm like really all over the place with it. But anyway, next question happens to also be about BrickShell from Carol Hook. Says, did the 25th display case I ordered from BrickShell come from you? And I also had some people kind of asking how the partnership works. So I just want to talk a bit more about BrickShell because you're going to see more from them on the channel like very soon and for the foreseeable future. And so the 25th anniversary cases that I did with BrickShell are all built and fulfilled by them. The guy that owns it, they basically also do like acrylic display stuff for like Starbucks and like all the bricks and minifig stores, and they do like big high-end jobs, and so they have like really high quality like laser cutter things to cut their acrylic, and they have really high quality products. That's why I partnered with them for this case, because like it's just the nicest case that I own. I probably own 4 or 5 cases at this point, and just none of them compare to the 25th anniversary case that we did to me. They fulfill all of it. I don't fulfill any. That's why it's not available on MandRshop.com, is because it's all ordered on his website and sells from his website. So anyway, they do all the shipping, they do all the packing, all of the production, everything is completely out of my hands. But from what I've seen, I even ordered one myself just to have the experience of getting it in, like making sure it was the way I thought it was, and it is fantastic. So like I'm like really thrilled with it. I think it's going to be a great partnership going forward. We're going to do more crossover cases and displays and stands and things, probably. I don't know exact ones. I have a few ideas in mind, but if there's specific things you want to see, I guess comment them down below. But I've always looked at it as something that just makes a lot of sense, like from my brand, basically. Like clearly I like displaying things in nice ways that keep them dust free and that makes them look clean. If you look at my bedroom maybe 5 years ago, it didn't really feel that way, but that was always the intended eventual goal. So I think it's something that just makes a lot of sense, and we're able to make some really like killer products with something like the 25th anniversary case. Although a bit of a leap of faith, like Lego could always change and ruin the case, I guess. But it's not really going to happen here. Like we're pretty dead set. They announced that there will be 6, so we should be safe there. So it's just a partnership that I'm really excited to finally see get off the ground, because I've just seen so many case companies for years and years and just never really known which one's that good or, really reputable or what I want to go with, or, who's going to be able to get done what I would want to get done. And that's something I've kind of been looking at like holistically, like for the MandR Productions brand and like things I do, things I partner with. It's like, when you buy something like this case, for example, $50 for the 25th anniversary case. Is it expensive? Sure. But I truly think with that case, you can't be unhappy with it. Like it for $50, you're going to get it. You'll be like, yeah, this is really nice. This is a really good case. It feels great. It fits great because they pre-fit test them even. Like, this company is insane. Usually when you would order cases, I have one from another company. I'm really going on. I don't care. It's my show, dang it. I'm not doing this to try to make a sales pitch. I'm just trying to explain why I partnered with a company here. So I have another brand's case here, and you can see I started to like rip off all the paper that's on it, but like the paper on the side, it's just annoying. Like, let me try to rip this whole side panel off. And then I don't know if this was the one, but one of them, see, and then it'll rip, so it's not like I have to rip it again, bring it down again. It's really, really annoying. But what BrickShell does for all their cases is part of the reason why it costs what it costs. It comes packed like this, just it's kind of like it being on a little paper pallet, which is kind of cool. This is the one that I bought, so I already had the one that I got as like a prototype. Actually, I'm actually about to figure out which number I had of the 250. Ooh, 102. So there's like plenty of padding between it all, but they don't have like any paper or plastic on them that you have to go and peel. So it becomes like a really easy process when you get it. So when I got my sample, it actually didn't have these like letters on them that told you like where they're supposed to go. No residue or anything there. It's just so that they can give you instructions and it makes it really easy to put together. But I was like, I don't know. Do you really need instructions for this? I don't know. But some people will mess it up or mix it up and then it will look funky or not fit together right. So just to make it like plain simple, they put the little letter on there, I guess, for everyone. But I mean, I was stoked with this. If you can't tell, really excited to finally have a case partnership. It's been way too many years coming. It's something that like I just had wanted to do forever, and it just came together so fast, but at the right time, for the right reason, for the right thing, right, to launch with. And so I've been very excited about this. In the wise words of Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that. And if you have more case questions, leave them in the comments below. Maybe we'll talk more about it next week. Next question from Beautiful Toys says, question about a seemingly rare Star Wars item. Over a year ago, I picked up from Facebook Marketplace a very heavy, I think made of solid ceramic, Lego Wookiee Paw keychain in a very nice box. When I picked it up, it turns out the seller worked on the Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales movie and got it as a gift. Recently, I've been considering to sell it, but I can't find a sold one anywhere or even a picture on Google Images. With your experience with rare Lego items, how do I determine where this item sits on the scale of rarity for Lego Star Wars? Sorry about the long-winded question. Love your vids. So you guys are about to see, I seen it for the first time a little bit earlier this week, a Lego Star Wars item you've probably never seen before. It is this Wookiee Paw here for the Terrifying Tales. It looks like a really cool item. You asked very specifically about its rarity and where it fits on the rarity scale. It almost like, I don't know how many people would work on a little TV show movie thing for Disney Plus, but I would imagine 50 to 100 max. So you're talking about one of the rarest items for Lego Star Wars ever, just like inherently, because so many other items are produced in higher quantities, even a lot of Comic-Con exclusives, at least 500, 250, right? So we're talking, and this is just a pure guess, 50 to 100, right? But I suppose at that point, the question comes down to how sought after something like this would be. It's a Wookiee's Paw. It's for a little TV show movie thing that's not that well beloved. Like, I'm sure everyone that watched it kind of liked it, thought it was cute, whatever. But it's not like this historic, like, well-renowned piece of Lego Star Wars media that everyone looks at and is like, that's it. That's the defining thing. Terrifying Tales. I remember I watched that 100 times. Like, probably not. It's still gonna be sought after. Like, it's still gonna be wanted. I want it. Like, if you want to sell it to me, I'll buy it from you. It's hard to name a price, but, like, at auction, it could probably do pretty well. You probably $500 to $2,000, really wide range there, obviously. Like, but it's a very unique item that you obviously can't just find anywhere. Anything like this is going to be near impossible to put a specific precise value on, but I think you could be looking at least $500 for it. If you would be interested in selling it to me, I would definitely be interested in buying it, as long as you're not asking for the world, maybe a trade or something. I don't know if you're looking for other stuff, but yeah, that's a really cool rare Star Wars item, and I picked your question more so I could share it with everyone, so everyone could see it and hopefully not buy it out from under me. So there you go. There's the Wookiee Paw, which is kind of fun. It's a really cool, like, kind of rabbit's foot kind of joke, I think was the idea. Kind of sad that we didn't know it existed until now, but now we know. Next question from No Name says, thoughts on Lego's yearly profit declining this year? Man, I have the solution for them. They can email me. I'll give them the solution. I will get their sales back up 1 or 2% overall total profit. We'll get that up. They're not making enough billions, I'll tell you that. I do believe the last time Lego's profit went down once, they fired a bunch of people. So it will be interesting to see if they fire a bunch of people this time. Like that's, I believe, if you guys know Kevin Hinkle, that is why he ended up being let go, is because the company just made less money year over year by like a couple of percent, unless I'm completely misremembering. And then they went and let go like a few hundred employees, maybe 500 or 600 employees because of that, to like try and like, scale back, I guess. I don't know. That was maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. I am kind of intrigued to see the profit go down. I think that's interesting. Like it feels like Lego is still growing so much and there's still so many people coming into the space that it is interesting to me that their profit went down. Maybe that has to do with higher costs, not necessarily less sales. Because I do believe they put out their yearly like revenue sheet. Their revenue went up a little bit, but their profit went down. So they brought in more money, which goes with my theory that it feels like more people are coming into it. But I suppose they just spent more money to make that money. It will be interesting to see if anything happens. Maybe if it's 2 years in a row something happens this time, maybe they learn not to jump the gun on that. Like clearly they're doing better than ever. But yeah, it's interesting. Lego's not a publicly traded company, but it's great that they go and put numbers like this out there because it's just fun to look at ultimately. So Jacob says, did you know that the Fives Pauldron has fold marks so you can bend it to look better? By the way, please answer my question. Let me go get my Fives. So he's in my case here, so we got to pull him out. I did get a bunch of comments about my Fives Pauldron on my TANF video, and just generally I've seen people talking about it, saying that you're not supposed to put it over the backpack. In the instructions and on all the packaging for the hallway, they show that the Pauldron does go over the backpack. Now, of course, you can build it however you want, but when I'm making a review of a product, outside of like a mistake or messing it up on accident, I'm reviewing the product however it came. So if they show it to build it one certain way, that's the way I'm going to put it together. I might agree with you that the Pauldron would look better underneath the backpack. I'm not reviewing the product based on modifications or changes you can make. I'm reviewing it based on however it came. And so that's how it came. So that's my point to that. But you say there's fold marks. I don't remember there being fold marks, so I'm taking it off to see. I mean, this looks like one clean flat piece of cloth to me. There's no like perforation or whatever you would call it, or dotted line or anything that you're supposed to fold this over on. There is no point in the instructions where it tells you you're supposed to fold it. Now they show it slightly folded on the box, but that's disingenuous to how the product actually looks when you get it and put it together. I fundamentally disagree that you should have to go through like a day process of like holding this in a folded position for it to actually sit a way that looks good. It should just come that way. But it's not too big of a hassle if it's something you want to go through. You just throw it in whatever would hold it in a folded position. But I don't want to fold mine personally because that's not the way the set came. But like, yeah, this thing would look way better if it folded down. Like the ARC Trooper from 2012 had like the fold built into the design, which is like part of my complaint with this figure is why not have it like the 2012 one where the fold is just naturally part of the design, because this Pauldron would frankly look amazing if it actually had the correct contour to it and wasn't a pancake. So Nerd Time says, when do you think Lego will make an ARC-170 Starfighter remake? That ship is just amazing. So a lot of upvotes on this comment, and dude, next year's got to be the year, man. I keep saying, I get a lot of, I got also same comment about Palpatine's arrest. I've just talked about these types of things so much recently. I've been trying to kind of avoid the questions like this because it's just like kind of repetitive to me. But like next year has to be the year. It's Revenge of the Sith, 20th anniversary. They know people want an ARC-170. They haven't made an ARC-170 and it will be 15 years. It's so overdue. It's something that makes so much sense for next year. It would be an all-time fumble for next year to not have at least 4 or 5 Revenge of the Sith sets. I mean, this year has 4 or 5 Phantom Menace sets, I think. So clearly they were paying attention for the Phantom Menace's anniversary, and so I'm hoping it's the same for Revenge of the Sith, although some people will point out that it's the 20th, not 25th, and the Phantom Menace is the 25th, but I think there's been enough years of build-up of hype for Revenge of the Sith. It's been enough years since they've really made anything for Revenge of the Sith. Like 2014 was the last time we had a bunch of Revenge of the Sith stuff. There's a lot on the table for next year. I need to get around to making my video about what I want to see out of next year for the anniversary. But like, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Zach Hawks says, I know this is kind of a long shot, but do you think there's a chance that there's a tactical droid in the May 4th droid carrier? And as cool as that would be for a lot of fans in getting a character or figure that they haven't had in a long time and one that is particularly expensive, I frankly don't see it as a possibility, as this is a Phantom Menace anniversary set. Like, it's just going to have regular battle droids. And I know that's a boring answer, and it's the not fun speculative answer of having the cool figure. but it's my realistic answer and it's what I truly think. So it's what I got to tell you, man. So yeah, I'm sorry. I hate shooting people down when they're all excited like this too. It makes me feel bad. I expected to be a good droid carrier and all of that. I've said that. It's just like, it's a weird May 4th promo. There's a lot of other things they could have done. That is going to do it though for this episode of Ask MandR. If you have a question or topic for next episode, drop in the comments section below. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and you can check out more Q&A episodes and more videos on the end screen now.